Have you ever felt like you're in a constant fight with life? You know, that feeling that things should be different than they are? Well, today, we're diving into a really powerful idea. What if your stress isn't coming from your problems, but from your mental argument with them? We're going to explore how ending that fight isn't about giving up. It's actually a huge strategic upgrade.
Okay, let's just let that sink in for a moment. This quote from Byron Katie is pretty much the core of everything we're talking about today. It's simple, it's kind of funny, but it points to this massive truth about where our suffering really comes from. It's a battle we are guaranteed to lose every single time, so why do we keep doing it?
This is the key question, right here. It's a total perspective shift. It suggests our pain isn't coming from the outside world, but from the stories we tell ourselves about it. It means that stress is actually a signal. It's like an internal alarm telling us, hey, you're at war with what's true right now. So let's break down this unwinnable argument. Where does it actually show up in our day-to-day lives? Honestly, you might be surprised how often we get into this fight without even realizing it.
Here's the core principle in a nutshell. That feeling of suffering, the anxiety, the frustration, it isn't just random bad luck. It is a direct signal, an alarm bell, telling you that you are believing a thought that is at war with reality. That internal friction is the pain we feel.
I am willing to bet that some of these sound pretty familiar. That little word should is the dead giveaway that we're starting an argument with reality. It's like we're walking around with a secret rulebook for how everyone and everything is supposed to behave. The problem is, nobody else has a copy of our rulebook. This illustrates perfectly where stress is born. See, on one side, you've got your thought, your ideal, he should be competent. And on the other side, you have the simple, plain reality of your experience. He's not. All that frustration you feel, it lives right there, in that gap between those two conflicting ideas. And this analogy just brilliantly captures the futility of it all. I mean, you can spend your whole life trying to make that cat bark. You can get angry at the cat, you can reason with it, you can resent it for meowing, and at the end of the day, the cat is just going to look at you and meow. That's reality. It's hopeless. So, if arguing is a losing game, what's the alternative? This isn't about becoming passive or, just lowering your standards. It's about getting smarter. It's about upgrading your mental strategy so you can operate with real power. And this brings us to the work of Byron Katie, who wrote the book Loving What Is. She developed a simple but incredibly profound method of self-inquiry called The Work. And it's designed to help us investigate the stressful thoughts that are fighting with reality. And let's be absolutely crystal clear here. This is not about passive surrender or just giving up. It is the exact opposite. It's a ceasefire in a pointless internal war. And when you stop fighting, you get to reclaim all that wasted energy, which allows you to act with clarity and real choice. So, what is the work? Well, at its core, it's a meditative process of questioning our own minds. It's a way to put our stressful beliefs on trial, using 4 simple questions to see if they actually hold up under scrutiny. And before we dive into the how-to, it's important to know this isn't some new fad. This core idea is ancient wisdom. I mean, from Stoic philosophers like Epictetus to spiritual traditions all over the world, the practice of questioning our own perceptions has always been central to finding peace. Okay, so how does this ancient wisdom become a practical tool that we can use right now? This is where theory becomes action. Let's look at the 4 simple questions that are the backbone of the work. Here they are. It starts with a stressful thought. Let's say, my boss doesn't respect me. Now, you don't try to fight the thought or push it away. You just get curious. You ask, 1, is it true? 2, can you absolutely know that it's true? 3, how do you react when you believe that thought? And 4, the really big one, who would you be without the thought? Now, question 3 is where the magic really starts to happen. How do you react when you believe that thought? This is where you see the cause and effect in real time. You realize the thought itself is what causes the anger, the tension in your shoulders. It's not the situation. It's your belief about the situation that's doing the damage. And then question 4 just opens a door. Who would you be without the thought? It lets you step outside of that story for just a moment and feel what life is like without that painful belief. It gives you a glimpse of the peace and the freedom that is already there, just waiting underneath all the noise in your mind. The final step in this process is called the turnaround. This is where you get to be really creative. You take your original statement and you just flip it. You find ways the opposite might be just as true, or maybe even truer. Let's use a concrete example. Paul should appreciate me. A turnaround could be pointing it back to yourself. I should appreciate myself. Is that maybe just as true or truer? Or you could turn it to the other person. I should appreciate Paul. Or you can even embrace the complete opposite. Paul shouldn't appreciate me. And why? Because in reality, right now, he doesn't. And seeing that clearly isn't about blaming anyone. It's about taking back your own emotional freedom. So when you practice this, something really profound starts to shift. It's more than just a technique. It becomes a shift in your identity. You stop being a victim of your circumstances, and you become someone who is clear, effective, and truly resourceful. You see, as long as you believe the world shouldn't be the way it is, you're a victim to it. You are fundamentally powerless, just waiting for the world to change to match your rules. It's a reactive and, frankly, disempowered way to live. But the moment you stop arguing, you meet reality on its own terms. You see things just as they are, which is what allows you to act. You become resourceful because you're working with the actual situation, not fighting some fantasy inside your head. Your state stabilizes first, and then effective action can actually follow. This slide shows the difference perfectly. The victim mindset is stuck in the past, arguing this shouldn't have happened. It's a powerless position. But the resourceful mindset accepts what is. Okay, I lost my job, and immediately pivots to action. What can I do now? All of your power, all of your creativity lives in that second question. And this is the ultimate payoff. When that internal war stops, your actions in the world just change. They become simpler, they become more effective, and they come from a place of clarity and peace, instead from resistance and fear. So as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with a question to take into your own life. Just think about one area where you feel stressed or stuck. What's the underlying argument you've been having with reality? What is the one should or shouldn't that, if you just let it go, might set you free?